Good morning and welcome to Ask Angelika, Season 3, Episode 10. Hello, Angelika.
Hello, Stephen.
Right, Angelika, I've got a question for you.
hmm
Where are we visiting today?
Well, like I said in the last Ask Angelica, I decided this year that we're going to do an A to Z of German places. And last time we were in Aachen. So this time it's something with B, but we'd already been to Berlin. So I've chosen Bonn. I have been to Bonn as a little child. I can't remember any of it. So when I did the research, some of it was quite interesting for me as well, as it hopefully will be for you. And what you'll get today is literally some random facts about Bonn, which
Okay,
hopefully are of interest.
I'm sure it will be interesting. I'm sure, positive. Now, the way this works, if you've not seen us before, this is our third season, our 10th show in our third season, is that Angelika has decided we're visiting Bonn today, has put together 10 sentences about Bonn in German, the translations in English. My job is to actually read the sentences in German. Angelika will correct my pronunciation, and then we shall translate the sentences bit by bit. So, off we go with sentence number 1. Bonn ist eine Großstadt in Nordrhein-Westfalen im Westen Deutschlands.
Bonn ist eine Großstadt in Nordrhein-Westfalen im Westen Deutschlands.
Bonn ist eine Großstadt in Nordrhein. I'm struggling with North Rhine. It's because I want to put a capital R in there. Right. Okay. So Bonn is a large city. Is a city in North Rhine-Westphalia, because we keep that the same in West Germany.
Yeah, yes, it is West Germany. Technically speaking, the sentence says in the west of Germany rather than West Germany. And we do have an English word for Nordrhein-Westfalen,
which we're about to discover. Rhine-Westphalia, North Rhine-Westphalia.
North Rhine-Westphalia, and there you've got the capital R that you were so missing in the German word.
Right. Okay. Right, on to the second sentence. And mit einer 2000 Jahre langen Geschichte ist Bonn eine der ältesten Städte Deutschlands.
Mit einer 2000 Jahre langen Geschichte ist Bonn eine der ältesten Städte Deutschlands.
Right, okay. Okay, with a 2,000-year-long history, Bonn is one of the oldest cities in Germany.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if that's right.
Spot on.
Oh, wow. Even I'm impressed. Okay. Phrase 3. And we're visiting Bonn today. Von 1948 bis 1991 war Bonn die Hauptstadt von Westdeutschland.
Yeah, getting your numbers good. Von 1984 bis 1991 war Bonn die Hauptstadt von Westdeutschland.
Well, with the numbers, it's just a question of knowing that you actually split the 91 into 1 and 90, which is 91, and 48 into 8 and 4, which is 48.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's just practice, really, I suppose, is the way. Right, from 1948 until 1991, Bonn was the capital of West Germany. West Deutschland. West Germany.
West Germany, yeah.
West Germany. Right, okay. And
yes.
That's
go on.
After the war and before the wall came down.
Yes, and obviously I knew that Bonn was the capital city, but what I didn't realize, which I found out when I was looking into these sentences, why it was Bonn.
Ah,
I mean, it used to be Berlin, and then, of
Mhm.
course, Germany got divided, and Berlin wasn't really an option to be the capital city of West Germany. And they had two. It was Frankfurt and Bonn were sort of the choices. Frankfurt, huge city, Bonn, not quite so big. And then they thought, well, this is going to be temporarily until we get this whole mess sorted,
Mhm.
whenever that will be.
Right.
Let's go for Bonn, because Bonn is less known, and then it will be easier to move back into Berlin when Germany gets back together.
Right. So it's a bit of forward thinking.
It was a bit of forward thinking. They thought if they used Frankfurt, with Frankfurt being such a huge city and known city, there might have been quite a bit fight to keep it as the capital city of Germany. I
Yeah.
think there was a bit of a fight from Bonn as well. They weren't too happy about it, understandably.
True. We actually know Frankfurt, don't we? Well, we know Frankfurt Airport very well.
Do we?
Do we? No.
No.
All right, we don't. Okay,
No,
let's
we
carry
don't.
on. To carry on
No.
quickly. I never said that. Never said that. We know Stuttgart Airport.
Yes, but not Frankfurt.
So from 1948 to 1991, Bonn was the capital of West Germany. Right, phrase 4. 1700 Siebzig.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kam Ludwig van Beethoven in Bonn zur Welt. Zur Welt.
Zur Welt. It's an L.
Welt.
Ja. 1770 kam Ludwig van Beethoven in Bonn zur Welt.
Okay, in 1770, Ludwig van Beethoven was in Bonn, but not quite.
Not quite. Well, yeah, he was, but that's not what the sentence says.
Okay.
It's a different way of saying something. You'll see that sentence, so zur Welt kommen. You may see that more often if you read about famous people in the olden days and that.
Yeah.
Came to the world, literally translated. Although we
He was
wouldn't
born.
use that. Yes, exactly.
That's a strange way of saying it, isn't it?
It is. And I don't think I would use this for if I talked about my children when they were born. I would have said, wouldn't say they kam zur Welt.
Right. So in 1770, Ludwig van Beethoven came into the world.
Literally, yes.
Entered the world. Okay. That's the translation.
Yes, that's a proper English, because we wouldn't say came into the world.
Right. Okay. Phrase 5, one of my favorite words. Deshalb feiert Deutschland dieses Jahr den 250. Sorry, can I say that again? 250. Geburtstag Beethovens.
Ja, that's it. Deshalb feiert Deutschland dieses Jahr den 250. Geburtstag Beethovens.
Okay, so this year, Germany celebrated the 250th birthday of Beethoven.
Yeah, no, not celebrated. They've only just started. It's
They're
going to be
celebrating
celebrated. Well, yeah, this in 2020
Mhm.
is 250 years from 1770. So
Right.
they're celebrating the whole year with various events.
Okay, that's why Germany is celebrating
Mhm.
Beethoven's 250th birthday this year. Okay. Phrase 6. Oh, which we had some fun with. Der britische Schriftsteller John, I'm going to say John le Carré.sagte einmal.
Yeah, and there's a quote that I found by him, which will come in the next phrase. So, yeah, der britische Schriftsteller John le Carré.sagte einmal, whatever it may be.
Right, okay, was ist Schriftsteller?
Well, Schrift is your writing.
Mhm.
So what's a Schriftsteller? What do you think?
Somebody who writes books.
Yeah.
Author,
writer. Yeah.
Right, okay. So the British author John le Carré once said, sagte einmal, once said. Okay. So
it's just another word. We could have said Autor as well, right. which also Schriftsteller, Autor.
Okay.
Both possible.
So the British writer John le Carré once said, I know you're all dying to know. Phrase 7. Bonn ist halb so groß wie der Zentralfriedhof von Chicago, aber doppelt so tot.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the people in Bonn were very happy about that sentence. Bonn ist halb so groß wie der Zentralfriedhof von Chicago, aber doppelt so tot.
Zentralfriedhof. Central is central.
Mhm.
Friedhof. Hof is a station.
No, that's a
Oh.
Bahnhof.
Okay. A Friedhof then is?
Friedhof. It's a very peaceful place. It's a cemetery.
Central Friedhof. Okay. Bonn is half as big as the cemetery in Chicago.
Yeah, or Chicago Central Cemetery. So I'm guessing Chicago will have more than one.
Okay. And doppelt?
Doppelt? Double? Twice?
And twice as nice. No.
No.
Twice as tot. Dead.
Dead. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So let's do that again. Bonn is half the size of Chicago's Central Cemetery, but twice as dead. That's not very.
It isn't. I actually, I had a look what he knew about Bonn, and he actually worked for MI6.
Okay.
And was undercover at the British Embassy in Bonn. So he's been there for quite a while, and he wrote one of his stories, one of his books were about Bonn, and the book was called A Small Town in Germany.
Indeed.
And considering that Bonn at the moment, you said earlier on, is a large city, and remember, Großstadt in Germany means it's got more than 100,000 inhabitants. That's not quite a small town, is it?
No, actually, it certainly isn't.
But I thought it was a good quote.
Right, Deshalb. I'm going to say Quartier or Cartier. I'm going to get Cartier. Von Deutschland. Quartier.
Yeah, Quartier.
Don't give me any more cues. Hauptquartier von Deutsche Welle ist in Bonn.
Ja, das Hauptquartier von Deutsche Welle ist in Bonn.
So the headquarters of Deutsche Welle is in Bonn.
Yep. And I thought that might be a nice fact as well, just to finish this off, because anybody who's learning German most likely has heard of Deutsche Welle. They have such a wealth of information, not just for German learners, but also a lot of stuff for German learners.
Right. So we've gone through the sentences. And what we're going to now, if we're good, is to go back to the beginning, and Angelika will read them perfectly in German, and I will read the English translation.
Which you will also read perfectly, of course.
I'll try.
Bonn ist eine Großstadt in Nordrhein-Westfalen im Westen Deutschlands.
Bonn is a large city in North Rhine-Westphalia in the west of Germany.
Mit einer 2000 Jahre langen Geschichte ist Bonn eine der ältesten Städte Deutschlands.
With a 2,000-year history, Bonn is one of the oldest cities in Germany.
Von 1948 bis 1991 war Bonn die Hauptstadt von Westdeutschland.
From 1948 to 1991, Bonn was the capital of West Germany, and we know why. If you didn't hear it, it's earlier in this show.
1770 kam Ludwig van Beethoven in Bonn zur Welt.
Which is a roundabout way of saying in 1770, Ludwig van Beethoven was born in Bonn. The literal translation was he came into the world in Bonn.
Came into the world, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Verse 5.
Deshalb feiert Deutschland dieses Jahr den 250. Geburtstag Beethovens.
And watch the tense in that word, because as Angelika pointed out, that's why Germany is celebrating Beethoven's 250th birthday this year.
Yeah, if you're watching this program in about 5 years' time, if you come across it on YouTube somewhere, then you're a few years too late.
Well, this is the year is 2020. So
It
if
is,
you use
yeah.
a bit of hindsight, then never mind. Right, verse 6.
Der britische Schriftsteller John le Carré.sagte einmal, quote to come.
Indeed. The British writer John le Carré once said,
Bonn ist halb so groß wie der Zentralfriedhof von Chicago, aber doppelt so tot.
which translates as, Bonn is half the size of Chicago's Central Cemetery, but twice as dead, which I don't think is a compliment in any way, shape, or
No,
form.
it isn't.
No.
But I said in the beginning, these are random facts on Bonn. I just thought it was a nice quote to hear.
Indeed. And phrase 8.
Das Hauptquartier von Deutsche Welle ist in Bonn.
Quartier.
Quartier.
I'm going to practice that because I know once you bring that up again, I know.
Oh, I'll find some more Q words next time.
Q word. The headquarters of Deutsche Welle is in Bonn. Right, we've come to an end of our normal broadcast, but you have a book out which has got dinosaurs in it. I've got the video to hand. Would you like to play it?
All right, okay.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the video up on screen because it is German related. I'm going to turn Angelika's camera off. I'm going to turn my camera off. I'm going to take the title off the screen. We'll do this by the numbers, and that's off screen. And without further ado, you don't know what's going to happen now. We do. And I'm going to turn the logo off so we don't actually miss anything out of the video itself. So the logo is going just for this. And let's press play. I'll come back on. Angelika will come back on. we'll take the video down. Would you like to explain a little bit about that? Because it was just one of those magical opportunities, wasn't it?
Well, it was just it's my first ever coloring book that I produced, which is for any well, I would say for young German learners, although I think my daughter may be a little bit older than a young German learner. It is aimed at children who just love dinosaurs and want to learn a few sentences of German as well. But of course, my children got one as well for Christmas. You have to. They've got all my books. And my daughter actually went to climb Mount Kilimanjaro over Christmas. And unknown to me, she took the coloring book with her. Mm-hmm. And when she then sent me the photographs, that was absolutely fantastic for me to see that my little coloring books made it all the way up to Kilimanjaro, the highest point in Africa. So, wow.
Indeed. I mean, if Katie's Katie Davey, and if you go to Katie's page on Facebook, you will see the photographs and video from her ascent of Kilimanjaro. But we showed this video yesterday on Inspired by Video with John and I, and John's remark was, beautiful video, proud mum, proud daughter. And on that note, would you like to say shush?
Yeah, okay. And just as a reminder, we're going through the alphabet. So in 2 weeks' time, on the 31st of January, we will be visiting a town beginning with C.
I don't know, but it could be Cologne. It could be...
No, it couldn't be.
Why couldn't it be Cologne?
It starts with a K. Köln.
Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Goodbye from me. And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Just
Bye.